Hey everybody, Jonathan here, and today we're going to go through scrambled eggs. It's going to be on 2 to 3 yellow springs. 2 is lighter, 3 is heavier. We're going to grab the long strap with the left hand if we're working the left leg, and the easiest way, in my opinion, to put on the strap is you pull the long strap in, hold the rope with your right hand, pull the rope in so now it's not tight anymore so that you can easily put it through your foot. The reason why I always do this step by step with people is people have a really hard time where they sit down and then they put on this strap and then they got to get back on their knees and back up on their hands when it's really fast to just pick up the long strap, grab the rope, pull the rope in to easily put the strap through your foot. Now, once the strap is through your foot, we want to stay closer to the side with the strap that's through our foot. Move over to the left side of the carriage. Your knees are wide apart, and I have to say wide because I say underneath the hips sometimes, and people are still together like this or really close. Knees are underneath the hips, wide. Hands are underneath the shoulders. I prefer over the edge of the carriage with the fingers waterfalling over the edge. Lift up the left knee, kick back, breathe in as the legs go down to the side, stopping at 9 o'clock. Exhaling as you sweep your leg back to tabletop. As a challenge, you can bring your arms out like Superman. You can bring your arm onto the hip, or you can bring the arms behind your back. Now, what you want to avoid doing is locking out this elbow. Another thing you want to avoid is sweeping up so high that you're arching your back or hyperextending. And another reason why you don't want to go all the way up is because the higher that you go, the more likely your hip is going to sag out to the right side. Now, I know it's not the best way to explain it, but people understand the sagging part versus leaning outwards. Now, if you want to make this a little heavier, you can tuck your toes against the strap of the carriage and lightly lift up your knee. Up into position, kick back, breathe in as you go down to the side, and then you're going to exhale as you sweep back and up. With a lot of newer clients, they'll have a hard time keeping their hips from sagging out to the side. So I have a cheat code, and I train other instructors when I do teacher training this very exact same thing. When you're in this position, most of your weight is in your left hand pressing down. So you're going to have a soft bend in your elbow to make that tricep activate. Now with your right hand that's underneath the right shoulder, the fingers are over the edge, and you want to grip underneath the carriage and pull up from underneath of the carriage. So what it's going to look like, I'll extend my fingers and put my other fingers underneath. We're going to lift upwards. Then you're going to breathe in as you go down to the side. And then you exhale as you press down your left hand, pull up with your right fingers to help you with leverage. I'm going to show you from the other angle so that you can see what it looks like when the hips sag because we're not controlling the hips, or if we're not paying attention or going too high. What I see a lot of people do is they'll sweep up and then their hips start to go out like this. In this position, the hip is outside, the knees are concave into the belly button, so you really have to train everybody to use the cheat code with fingers underneath. And if they can't control it, hold their calf, press their hips inwards, and then stay with them to help them feel safe with the hand on the hip, with the hand on the calf. This is an oblique exercise with your legs and your butt.